welcome back to another episode of Weird and Wonderful, where we talk about everything and anything, whatever we want. So we took a break. We took like a 2 weeks break, and then we came back. And would you like to tell us where we went, what we did, and all?
Basically, we had the Hampta Pass, and since did it together, I think we can talk together about
Yeah.
it.
So this episode is a bit different. We are not going to go do the question type. We're not going to go. We don't have a topic, but we are going to talk about our experience during our trip. So basically, Hampta Pass it's a mountain in India. It is in the northern side of India. It's one of the Himalayan mountain. It is 4,300 meters up. So would you like to tell us what made you to go there? Because basically I didn't go there. She went there, and I just followed her. So would you tell us what made you to go to that mountain? Or did you have a calling, or did you have a something? What was happening there?
When they posted in the group about Hampta Pass, I thought it was a bit exciting. So in fact, I didn't think anything about it. I thought Hampta Pass is they said it's in Manali. So we'll be going to Manali. And from there, it's going to be a 5-day hike. It's supposed to be a camping plus hiking trip. So it sounded exciting to me.
Have you done this before?
I've done a camping and hiking trip before to Batu Puteh, which I was not prepared for, but I did it. So I thought probably it will be in the same vibes with Batu Puteh in Potapa.
Okay.
So I invited you,
Mm.
and I didn't know that you will say yes.
Yeah. So
But you said yes.
Yeah. So the reason why I said yes is because it's simple, because I've been traveling a lot, and I've been going to a lot of island. I've been going to a lot of city. And then I was like, I haven't been to a mountain. I haven't been to a hilltop mountain. I haven't been to a place like that. So what better way to go to explore a mountain than this trip and all? So that was my original thought, and I was just like, let's go.
I think maybe you thought, since I was always talking about Batu Puteh, maybe you thought maybe it's something like that.
It did also, but I never really explored mountains at all, because I've been exploring a lot of islands. I've been going to so many islands, and I've gone to cities, but mountain has been the only place that I haven't been going. So that's why I was like, okay, yeah, Hampta Pass would be a good idea to go also.
Because the name Hampta Pass, to me, Hampta Pass was just a pass. I thought it's Hampta Pass.
It's a pass.
Pass in Manali.
So it's just a passing way lah.
Just a passing way in Manali. So I thought, okay, why don't we try? Since there are about 25 people going, I'll just be part of one of them
Okay,
going
then.
there.
So what was the expectations when going there? What were you doing to get ready for that whole thing? Because clearly I didn't do anything. My exercise routine was just climbing up my own staircase. That's all. I didn't go to much.
In fact, from Batu Puteh, I already hurt my tendons in my arm. So I was like going for physio and going just for my normal yoga exercise. In fact, I just did normal yoga for like 6-7, like a month before going. Other than that, there was no exercise for me. It was the back of my mind. I thought, Hampta Pass is Hampta Pass, so we can do it.
So
we
you thought it was just like a bouquet?
Yeah,
It's
I
just
thought
like a-
I thought it was just a normal mountain to go and climb and enjoy ourselves.
Did you Google anything before going up?
A day before we left, I googled, and I was shocked at what I read. They said you're going at the wrong time. They said you're going at the wrong time, and in fact, I showed it to you.
Yeah.
And he said that probably somebody said it was climate change. So definitely it won't be like what they are saying. They said Hampta Pass, during the time you're going, some of the places will be closed because there's snowfall there. When you heard snow, you got excited.
Yeah, when I heard snow, it was a bit exciting for me, because I've never seen snow before in my life. So going to this place and going to this whole seeing snow place, it got me a bit more excited. So knowing that it's snowing, we know the weather is going to be cold and all. So we went shopping like about like a week before.
Yeah, around a week before.
A week before to buy shoes, to buy jacket. But we didn't expect it to be as cold. But we bought like our windbreakers, we bought our thermal wear, we bought our necessary stuff.
The necessary stuff. We bought things to keep us warm. We didn't realize how cold it will be.
We will get back into that shortly. How we'll explain how cold it was. So
But we enjoyed the shopping, got ready, everything was packed. In fact, we didn't take much things, just 2 bags, and all our things were in the 2 bags.
yeah, it's just 2 bags only.
And our backpack was also in the bag. So to pack and
Yeah.
walk there. We were all ready and we went.
Yeah, we went. So we landed in Amritsar, which is Punjab. We landed there. We stayed there for one night, and then after that one night, we headed to Manali, which was around like how many hours? About like
7-8 hours.
no, it was more than that.
Around 8-9 hours.
Or 8-9 hours on the road, and then when we reached Manali, it was around like about like at night. At night.
Around 12 midnight.
Yeah, 12 midnight. So the town of Manali is actually in a hilltop, and it's freezing cold. From going to Amritsar, going to Manali, it's a sudden temperature drop. So when we reached Manali at night, it was already 5 degrees, and we weren't prepared with our clothes. I was in my shorts. I was like wearing shirt like this, and everyone was like that, and we were just freezing cold at night there.
But I was prepared. I had my jacket on.
You had your jacket on all the time. So everyone, we went up to the hotel. The hotel didn't have aircon, no fan, no aircon because it's already cold.
It's really, really cold when you went in.
Yeah.
Like I could see everyone like a bit, they were shivering a bit, but nobody was talking about it.
Yeah, we didn't expect it to be as cold, but we went up. Okay, then the next day, the following day, we were just chilling in the town of Manali. Then
They said we were climatizing.
Yeah, climatizing.
Climatizing
We were
to
getting
the
used to
weather.
the weather there. We were getting used to the weather. Then the following day was the day of the hike. So we packed our bags. We put clothes worth of 5 days in our bag. Not worth of 5 days. We just put like two shirts, 2 pants, 1 thermal wear, 1 jacket, and raincoat. That's about it. In each bags like that.
Yeah, the raincoat. I remember the raincoat. Okay.
Yeah. So each bag like that, and then we went. So we to go to the trailhead, we had to go up a curve which has 39 curves. So it keeps on going like this. It's like a snake and ladders, you know. So it goes up towards a hill, and then it has 39 curve, and aren't going in a van. We aren't going in a car. We're going in a 12-seater van. So it's only like one way. And we were just going up and up and up and up and up, all on top of the mountain there.
We didn't realize that was the beginning.
Yeah. We didn't realize. We were just going and going until we reached like a tea shop, like a small hut like that. We all parked there, and then we all got down. We got down with our bags and everything. And then so this whole trip, it was 5 days. We already planned for 5 days. And then we went to the tea shop. We all gathered there. Gathered there, and then we saw the mules, the porters, and all.
All the mules were waiting for us. We didn't realize that they were the ones carrying our bags.
Yeah. So we had mules, donkeys, and mules and ponies to carry all of our stuff and all, because we can't be carrying all our stuff because it's first too heavy, and then the track is just crazy to carry your stuff on with. So
but you were carrying your backpack, remember?
Yeah,
You said
okay. I became a hero lah.
because I told you I can't carry, so we sent it to the mule.
Yeah.
But you said you'll carry yours.
Yeah.
So you carried quite a number of things.
Yeah. So for the first day, I carried a backpack that was weighing about like 5 kg.
There's more than 5
But
kg.
more about 5-6 kg. And then so we begin our journey. We started our journey. We were going through first. We were going through like greenery.
Yes.
A lot of
trees.
Yeah, a lot of trees, big
Rock.
pine trees, And then
Boulders.
boulders came a bit later on.
Remember there was picture you took a big boulder
Oh,
there on the
yeah.
way. I said you take, I'm going in
Yeah.
front.
Then we saw all the shepherds with the
Sheep.
sheeps and all. It's all like big, like a lot of sheep. And then we saw a lot of carcasses, cow carcasses. They just leave it like that to decay.
Bones.
And all,
I remember I see the knuckle bones
I don't
and
know.
all that.
I don't know why they keep it like that.
I think when they die, I think they just leave it there.
There's Then we
Oh,
started.
that was exciting.
Yeah.
Everyone was excited.
Everyone was like, hey, okay, we're going on a journey. About 20 of us. About
No, 26 of
26 of us.
yeah, 26.
All of us were excited. We were just talking. So we begin our hike. We begin. Then we started seeing mountains, like big mountains. And then right in front of us, there are huge mountains. And then the trail isn't actually a trail. We are stepping on rocks. So the trail is like isn't far from the next camp. It's about like 5 to 6 kilometers only. But the trail isn't a normal kind of trail. It's full of rocks.
So you have to step on.
You're practically stepping on rocks. You're practically stepping on rocks, and bear in mind you have to keep your balance because you don't want to twist your leg. You don't want to go fast. So there are some people that went fast. So my great mother told to don't go fast basically because of you might get altitude sickness.
I always feel you walk slow. Slow and take it easy because we need to get ourselves used to the altitude. But some people were fast. I don't know what they were doing, but they were like going on as though it was a normal Bukit Gasing hike. They were like practically running, but we took it easy. We said go slow, breathe in, breathe out, go slow.
I enjoyed the going slow because other than going fast, I was just going slow and I was just admiring the mountains. I was looking around. I was being more attentive to what's around me. I feel that's a lot of people don't do or don't realize doing that because this is their end goal, just to reach a destination. For us, our end goal is to look around, to see where you are, to be more aware of your surrounding, what is around you, and what you are stepping on, what is happening around you. That was our goal. And I feel like we achieved that because we were like walking very slow. We are looking around. So one thing I realized that nobody did was turn around and look at the back because half of the time whenever we hike, we are going up. So whenever you turn around, there's a big view that a lot of people don't realize seeing because everyone's just focused on going in front.
Yeah, they never turned around.
Yeah.
Like they wanted to be the first one to reach.
Yeah.
Like I feel like even most of the hikes I've been, like people just want to go and finish it fast. They want to be the first one to do it, and they just go fast to do it without seeing what's around them. Which I mean I would have liked to see everything.
Yeah.
I think with you I saw a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like see this. Now remember I was telling you, look at this. What is this? The trees. Because the first part we saw the trees.
Yeah.
It was so beautiful it was.
Yeah. So then after we continued our hike, so we were passing by a lot of rocks. We were passing by a lot of streams. And then the first day it was full of greenery. It was full of vegetation and everything.
Trees
and everything.
Streams.
So it took us about like 6 hours of hiking to get to the first camp. And I was carrying my bag.
Oh,
and
yes.
I was carrying my bag, and then I remember halfway through the journey that it was a leap I needed to make. I leaped and actually twisted my ankle, and I landed wrongly on my right knee because I have an ACL problem, and that hurt a bit of my knee. So I started walking extra slow because my shoe wasn't very fitting enough. It was loose for me. So that's the biggest problem I faced during the first day. So because of that, I needed to go slow. I could feel my knee was giving up, and I was carrying my bag also. But then
the rock you jumped over was a small one, but I think you landed wrongly.
That's the problem. Then I twisted my ankle and hurt my knee a bit. So I had to walk even slower. So I just brushed it off. I had to walk. I was carrying a bag. The mules were somewhere else to give my bag to. So I had no choice to just carry my bag. So I had to go even slower. Somehow we managed to get to the first camp.
Oh, when we went there, the camp was all ready. Was
Yeah.
surprised.
You would you like to tell how the camp looked
When we
like?
went there, we saw all the tents were all ready for us. There were about 10 tents, even with the tent for the dinner, and then tent for a person to cook. Oh, we were surprised. We thought, oh, this is all like 4-star.
Yeah.
Just 4-star with sleeping bags in, and our like everyone was already. As I said, some people go very fast. So the ones who went fast, they went and chopped the tent. As usual, the chopping take place, and some were already inside the tent.
Yeah. So they were like but 12 camp.
12.
12?
So 3 of us share a tent.
3% per tent.
Yeah, three persons per tent, and I thought, well, it's 3%, just quite restrictive if you ask me.
Keep in mind this tent is only it's comfortable for 2 people only, but they gave us 3% per tent.
3 for a tent, and we got in, put our things, and then they said, come over and have tea.
Yeah.
They invited us for tea. So can you talk about the tea now?
So we had a big communal tent. So that one we call it the dinner tent. So that tent, everybody comes in together and sit down there. So what happened was they gave us, so it was tea time, so they gave us tea break. So they have another tent where they cook and they make tea for us. And then they made tea for us, and then we started drinking. This was around like evening-ish, 4 o'clock.
Don't forget the bonfire.
So that's when we started having the bonfire. They all took wood, made bonfire because it was starting to get cold.
It was already cold.
Yeah, it was starting to get cold. It was like 4-5 o'clock. The sun sets around what time?
Around 5:30.
5:30. 5:30.
It's slowly getting dark.
Yes, keep in mind the sun sets about like 5:36 like that. Going to come down. And then the moment once the sun comes down, it starts to get cold. The wind is gushing. It's heavy. So the bonfire was there to keep us warm. At least the bonfire was there.
So in fact, all of us were like standing around the fire. There's nobody like away from the fire. Everyone was with their hands near the fire.
Yeah.
And I can never forget when one of the guides, the cooks, I can't remember who, they were washing all the plates.
Yeah.
There was a small stream going by because they always do the camps near stream so they can wash the plates and everything. So that guy practically put his hand into the fire.
Yeah.
I just was looking at it. He just put his hand into the fire to get it warm. Then later when I touched the water was freezing cold. So I was wondering why he was doing that. Now I realized it's so cold he had to put his hand like into the fire to get it warm.
I mean, I don't know how they do it because so the practically we will be hiking. We are hiking beside a stream or river. The river is called Bass River. It's coming up from the mountains and it just comes out. So wherever we hike, we camp near that stream, and then we tried touching the water. The water is freezing cold. You can't bathe in it. If you submerge yourself, I give you a scenario. If you submerge yourself in that place, you will get hypothermia immediately.
It's that cold.
Yeah.
Now when I see the streams and the rivers there, I appreciate our Malaysian rivers.
Yeah.
Our Malaysian river, we can swim.
We can swim, we can play around.
But there, the river is for just for appreciative purpose.
Yeah.
You just touch. You're cold. It's freezing cold. But I don't know how it will be in summer, but it was really, really cold.
Yeah. So they were washing and then they were just putting the hand on the fire. I do not. He just washed with his bare hands. So I don't know
Yes, his bare hands.
I don't know how the locals do it. I don't know how their body is so acclimatized to that.
I think they're used to doing things like that.
Yeah.
They're very strong people.
Yeah. Then after that, towards the end, we had dinner, and then we all came back to the fire again. We came back to the fire, try to keep ourselves warm, and then about like 12, I think about 10, 11, everyone went to bed. That was the first night. First night.
First night. It was the first night.
So the first night was pretty okay. The first night was like okay, acceptable. There were fire. We were chilling, and then we slept. And then some people woke up at 4.
In fact, I woke up at 4 because I could hear people talking. So I went out. Oh my God, you won't believe what I saw. The sky was full of stars. I don't know whether it was the Milky Way or whatever. It was so beautiful. It was, I've never seen a night so beautiful, but it was cold. You can feel the wind. It's a strong wind and all that. Really cold. I was there maybe about 10 minutes, just enjoying the scenery. Then I went back to the tent, but I couldn't sleep in the tent because I had 2 roommates who were practically like, I was in the center. I was practically sleeping straight. I couldn't move here, I couldn't move there. But I just closed my eyes in the sleeping bag, and it gave me a phobia also, the sleeping bag.
The sleeping bag is meant for it to. The sleeping bag is meant for it's to keep it cool, to keep you warm actually. But then I don't know some of the.
No, the first day it was okay. We managed it. It was not that cold, but it was cold. But we were in the sleeping bag. It was okay.
Yeah.
Can we go to the second day?
Okay. So the first day finished. Second day we woke up around like 7.
7, yeah.
7 o'clock. We had our breakfast, and then we started our hike at 8 like that. 8, 9, right?
9.
Yeah.
At this time, you gave your backpack to the.
Yeah. So this time I didn't have my backpack. I gave my backpack to the mule. I like screw this. I'm not carrying my backpack because it gets harder. So the second day it's now the second day is 9 kilometers already. So it's like I gave my backpack to the mule, and then I was like, hey, let's go. So we decided. Then we climbed. Then we left.
Like we thought it's first day was about 4 kilometers. It took us about 5-6 hours.
Yeah, 5-6 hours.
The second day was 7 kilometers. It took us
was 8-9
hours.
Yeah, 8-9 hours. So this time we weren't hiking in a normal rocks already. Now we are climbing rocks. We are passing by. We are on top of a mountain, and we are passing by from mountain to mountain. And then right beside us, it was all waterfalls.
Waterfall and rivers.
Rivers, all, and it's heavy current. So we could see down and we could see straight up. So right before that, before we climbed up, we saw this white man. He was carrying his camera gear. Then we talked to him. He was telling he was in Hampta Pass about like 2 days back. And he told us.
No. That was the third. We met him on the third day.
Second day, after the first camp.
We met him second. We met him before we reached Hampta Pass when everyone dropped off. Remember?
No. After first day. After the first day, when we climbing up. That's when he was coming down. That's when he told to be careful, and the snow is up to knee level. The snow was up to knee level, he was saying. So we at that time we didn't know what was happening, so we just went. So we climbed up, we started hiking the second day, going up. So we could see the mountains full of glacier, full of snow.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, but we were still on the vegetation side. We still had trees. The more we walked, the more we could see dead trees, all the trees that don't have leaf. But the trees are still there. The more we go and then we are climbing up rocks. We are going up the mountain. We are climbing the mountain. We are experiencing boulders as big as 2 shopping lots. Big boulders, huge mountains, and every rocks are huge like that.
And some of it we had to climb on top, and I don't know how we did it, but we managed to go up.
Yeah, we were basically. I was just listening to her. We were just basically taking our time. We were in no hurry. We were no rush, anything whatsoever. We just took our time and started going. And
then we found the camp.
And then after 9 hours, we
got to the camp.
We at one point we were coming closer to the snowing part. After we took a break in like a tea shop,
It was a tea shop.
So
Tea shop where there's no one.
yeah, no one. It was just like a monument like that. So after that tea shop, he told there are no vegetation because everything is cold. Everything is glacier. Everything is cold. So we can't do bonfire. We can't do because there's no wood. We can't do anything. You just everything going to start to be cold. So we all wore our jacket. We headed to the place. When it's also
Remember we crossed the river? You jumped over.
Yeah. You tell the story. That one.
We came to a fast flowing river.
This is before the tea shop.
Before the tea shop. And then they said, you can't get your shoes wet. You can't get your socks wet. If you get it, you get hypothermia.
I remember I told you that water is...
So they said,
so cold.
Remove all your shoes, pull up all your pants. And then the guide was there to take us across. So we had one small bag. In fact, I didn't have a bag. So
keep in mind, this river, the water current is very fast.
So we had to like hold on to each other and cross. So the guide was in front, but 4 or 5 of us, we managed to cross. It was cold, really, really cold. Like our feet was numb.
Yeah.
You were lucky because you were able to jump. Only 2 of you jumped.
Yeah.
Only the rest of us, we had to walk through the water.
So how cold was the water? 1 to 10?
It was, oh my God, freezing. It was like, maybe that's like a 1 degree, I think, or minus. So we just crossed it. We waited there. Everyone rested, got their shoes and socks on after that. And then we walked. I remember I couldn't even get my socks on because it was so cold. And after that, everyone started walking. We waited for everyone. Remember, some people were behind. We waited for everyone to come, and then we continued on the hike.
So, and then we continued the hike, and then we eventually reached to the camp. The camp was like near a stream or river.
And it was near a mountain.
It was near the mountain. It was near the snowy mountain, and then that's where the first time I was seeing snow. So I was playing snow. I took a snowball, I just threw at her and all. I did all of that stuff, and then we ended up going to camp. It was really cold.
That place was cold. You wouldn't believe how cold it was. So the wind was blowing as though it's going to push you down.
So that was the thing we did not foresee or we did not prepare. We didn't expect it to be as cold as that. So that time when we went, it was like 1 degree. And then when it came to the night, when it reached to the night, it was -5. It was -5 or 6. And we were in a communal tent. We all were just all together. We put like Bunsen burners and everything to keep ourselves warm lah. Then after that,
in fact, nobody wanted to leave the tent.
Yeah, nobody wanted to leave the tent.
And they were suggesting, why don't you all sleep here?
Yeah.
Just warm there, rather than our tent, which was a bit cold.
So we scheduled the next day to climb up the peak of Hampta Pass. So we all slept early. So we all went to the tent, we slept. But this was our first night. I remember waking up at about like 2, 3 a.m. by the wind. The wind was so strong.
I thought the tent is going to fly away.
It
was that strong.
So it was just pushing and pushing. So when you go and when you close the tent, you can't do much because the wind is so strong. The wind is coming inside your tent, and you're just shivering inside there. And then, like, keep in mind, you can't even go outside to the toilet because it's so cold. You don't want to go outside because it's really cold. You don't want to put yourself to that. So, but we managed to sleep off. I don't know how.
But I remember I didn't sleep.
And a lot of people didn't sleep.
I couldn't sleep because of the people around me also. I couldn't sleep and I was just thinking when the tent is going to fly off.
Yeah.
So morning came, he said, come and have soup.
Yeah, so morning came, we had soup. We had some garlic soup.
No, some mushroom
soup. So that would keep us warm and all. So this was our climax of the whole trip. So this was the time we were going to Hampta Pass.
Get ready for Hampta Pass.
So our guide was told we cannot actually. So the trail was supposed to go to Hampta Pass and then go down and then go to
Spiti
Valley and then the Chandrata Lake. So that was the itinerary. And then the guide told us that we can't actually go there because the snow is too high and too thick.
I said it's already blocked. It's
It's
closed.
already blocked and it's very dangerous. We are not well equipped enough to be in an area that is snow area.
But if you ask me, we were not equipped.
We were not equipped
Yeah,
at all.
at all.
We were equipped just to go to the rock area and come. That's it.
We were not equipped to.
To hike snow. That's the highlight of the part. So and then he told, okay, we will go.
Oh, we had a review, at a briefing there. Remember what he said?
Yeah. So keep in mind, I tell you what exactly he told. We all will go up. So no matter your speed or anything, you just go your own speed. The main guy will go up first. So he introduced the main guy to go the guy to go up first. So the main guy will go up first, and
With
then
whoever is following
whoever
him.
is following
him.
will follow wherever you are, just follow. And then and then he told sharp 2 p.m. the guide will come down. Wherever you're, the guide come down. So wherever you are, if you see the guide coming down, you follow him back. That was the plan. Wherever you are, you follow him back. So we all agreed. So about like out of 24,
No, 26 of us started.
26 of us started.
All of us started.
Yeah. But half of them U-turned and went back. So there were how many people going up?
14. Only
So-
14 were going up in the end.
Yeah.
And at the halfway path, only 14 were up.
Yeah, 14. So keep in mind this journey was about like 5 hours hike. Go up, 5 hours to go up. So the route was all rocky. So it's full of rocks. So we are still climbing on rocks. At one point, we are climbing up the mountain, and then that's why it starts lah. We are climbing up big boulders again. We are climbing up big boulders and going to the snowy part. Once we reach at the snowy part,
It was full of snow.
it was full of snow. Everything was snow.
Was white in color.
So we were climbing up. We were climbing up. We're going up like that, going up, turning up. So keep in mind, there's no trail whatsoever. We are looking at
Footsteps.
Wherever there's footsteps, we are follow, because the guide told us to follow the footsteps because we don't know how deep the snow is. So we had hiking sticks. So we were just poking, seeing how some part is really deep, some parts it's snowy, some parts is slippery. So we are just following the
followed.
steps. Yeah, we just following the steps.
I'll never forget the small.
Yeah, so I'll get back
my
to that part. Wait.
God.
So at one part we were going to on top the mountain, and then suddenly we made a turn because the other side isn't very safe. We made a turn, and then so there's one scene in Vertical Limit. If you remember watching this, you are at the side of the mountain, the edge of the mountain. There's like rocks there, and down on your left is down. There's nothing there. So he told to put our body weights to the right and walk, because if you put your body weights to the left and you fall down, you die.
And that was not the place for him to teach us how to balance yourself.
Yeah.
We were in a place where he's telling you how to balance. If you go this way, you'll die. I was thinking, bloody hell, this is not the time to tell us. If we fall, definitely we would have died there. Like, they had no safety equipment to even carry us up. And I was thinking, I just followed the steps. Like, we were like going to the side.
Yeah.
And he was telling you to put your body weight to the side. I was thinking, what a place to teach us that.
So we couldn't go back. We ended up doing it. So
We went.
I was looking at left. It was straight down. So we put our body weights right, and we eventually made a turn.
I think that was the most dangerous part.
Yeah.
That was the most dangerous.
Yeah. And then we continued going up and up and up. And one thing that I saw, we saw prints on the right hand side. It was full of white, full white, and it was very flat. So we saw a lot of prints. So apparently we saw it's snow leopards print. There were a lot of snow leopards there. So, and the best part, the prints was all like in a straight line. So animals do it have straight line because they're hunting. They're hunting for something, so
Yeah.
that's why it's in a straight line. And then we saw a lot of that, and then
In
we were
fact,
like,
you took picture of the print of the snow leopard.
Yeah,
It was
it was something crazy lah. We saw the snow leopard, and then after that, so we ended up going up and up and keep in mind the guide said 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock. We were going up and up and up. At one point, we were already like 3,000 meters up already. We were like we didn't have any altitude sickness. We didn't have any low oxygen.
Yeah,
We were just
nothing.
climbing up. We didn't know the time.
I wanted to ask you, what made you turn back and ask me, should we continue or go back?
Because of you. I saw you struggling.
No, but
So at halfway point, I saw
no, it's a 3/4 way. I think.
3/4 way. Because I saw her struggling, and then I could go up, but I didn't want to leave her alone there. So I was like, okay lah, shall we just U-turn and go back, or because I saw her struggling, I didn't want her to.
No, we already went through that
Yeah, that's difficult one.
difficult one, and I was thinking we came all the way.
Yeah,
I said, no, we carry on.
yeah.
And then the other guy said it's only 10 minutes away.
Yeah, it's only 10 minutes away. So and then we were just like, okay lah, screw it lah, let's go. So we
up.
end up going.
That was the highest, that was
Yeah.
the worst part. It's
Yeah.
climbing up on rocks and ice.
The rocks were very slippery. That's one thing.
That's where all the rocks were already like with ice,
Yeah.
slippery. We were just like, whoever went in front, we were just followed the footsteps and went up.
So we ended up going. We reached the peak. The organizers were behind us, and then we reached the peak.
I was surprised that people were very much younger than me were at the back of me.
Yeah, a lot of people that were younger than her was actually behind. She was just climbing like a bullet. So climbing and climbing and climbing. Eventually, we reached
We were
the
the
peak.
second one, the
Yeah.
second group to reach.
So yeah,
Second group to
we reached the peak. So let me describe to you the peak. I'll show you photos there's photos will be here sure, but let me describe the peak for you. When we reached the peak, there was 3 mountains. There were 3 peaks there, and it was full white. It was only white. We can see glacier. When we kept quiet, when there was no sound, you only can hear your heartbeat. It was that
Yeah.
quiet.
It was quiet.
Yeah, I remember telling her while climbing, I told just keep quiet, just sit down, just keep quiet. You only can hear a heartbeat. You can hear nothing else. You were pin drop silence. And then the sky was beautiful. It was everything was like crazy there. Keep in mind, we reached the peak at 3:30. Because we reached the peak at 3:30.
That means we are 1.5 hours late.
Yeah, 1.5 hours late to go up there. So what was the guide was telling the organizer wanted to reach the peak. He told the guide was warning him to let's go back, but the organizer told let's go up to the peak. So we reached the peak at a bit late, 3:30 like that. And then immediately we took photos and everything. We came down. We started declining down. So remember,
But we forgot that the person who organized was the first one to leave the peak.
yeah,
They practically were running. I was wondering why they're running. In fact, I asked you, why are they running? They left us
yeah,
and ran. And we were the last. And for me to descend a mountain, for me it's always difficult. To ascend, I'm very good. I can go up very fast. But to descend, I'm very slow. I told you I'm slow. And then lucky one of the guides said he'll follow us.
yeah.
And I remember falling a few times on the ice.
So descending is as hard as climbing up. So climbing up was an easy part. So descending, keep in mind we are going in a different route now, and there were no footsteps. And people, the first group organizers, they ran down straight. They ran down. They left it just like that. But thankfully there were one guide were behind us, just holding, taking care of us, seeing where to go and all. And then we started going down.
Beginning only there were 3 of us. You, me, and the guide.
Yeah. And then we got up to some people that are down there, but it took us 2 hours to come down from the snowy part because we needed to go slow, and then everything is very slippery. I fell down so many times. She fell down so many times. The guide had to hold her up, and then we went down. We came down.
And we also, I was thinking of uh, the dangerous part.
Yeah.
We passed that.
Yeah.
We passed that. Oh, after that, I thought, it's going to be a breeze. Okay, easy. But the real difficult part was after that. Okay?
Yeah. So when we reached down of the mountain, when we reached down of the Hampta Pass, we had another 2.5 hours hike. And across of me, we could see our deepest, darkest secret, a deepest, darkest fear coming up. We saw the sun setting. So keep in mind, why the guide said 2 o'clock was the last thing to come down. He didn't want us to walk to the camp at sunset because I'll tell you why in a bit. So he didn't want us to walk after when it gets dark. He wanted us to be in the camp while the sun is still up. But we only reached up at 3:30. By the time we come down, it's 5. Sun is start setting already down.
And there it gets dark very fast.
Yeah. So we started going. And
don't forget the snow leopard prints.
yeah, we saw a lot of snow leopard print, not one or two. And
But what do you ask the guy?
So the guide in India, they like to be optimistic and all. So they always tell that when they see something danger, they will tell you it's not. So they told it's a dog. But
And I asked the preacher,
What?
how can a dog be here at this height?
yeah, at this height, at this temperature,
He
there's
said
no
that-
dog.
And then he started telling us, walk fast, walk
Yeah.
fast. His mantra was only walk fast,
So
nothing else.
yeah, so when we're going down, we saw the sun setting already. Keep in mind, it became dark just like that.
Very
About
fast.
5 minutes, it became so dark, and we were the last person there. So there was 4 of us, me, my mom, and 2 more other people, and
The guide.
and 2 guides. So one guide told the other guy to go look for shortcuts, so we can reach the camp fast.
Camp faster.
So this was anyone mountaineer's worst nightmare ever, walking at night, because there's 2 things that can happen. Wild animals, because there was a lot of wild animals there. A lot of wild animals. You don't know what will come through there. And another thing is sudden temperature drop. So sudden temperature drop is it kills people. This is the number one people killer. So when the
people
sudden
have died.
when the sudden temperature drop, you freeze to death, and you have nowhere to go. You just freeze because keep in mind we were unwell equipped, so we'll freeze to death. So the guide was telling, keep walking, and
he said, walk fast.
walk fast. We cannot walk fast. We cannot walk fast because of we just climbed a mountain, and we just went up a mountain. We just went up and climbed down a mountain, and it was all rocks. So we are stepping on rocks. So if you walk fast, there are possibility we might just slip an ankle and fall down. So we can't.
And
walk
also
fast.
we had to cross streams.
Yeah.
Walk through the water.
Walk through
and
the
all.
water and all. And then we were walking. So
It's already dark that
it
time.
was pitch black. Keep in mind, it was pitch black. Thank God one of our members had a flashlight. And then we were all using the flashlight, but it wasn't enough because it was a small flashlight. We were walking. Honestly, my mind was just fear of her. So I kept on looking at her, and I kept on walking in front. Kept on looking at her, walking in front.
And then I turned around. I saw 2 yellow lights.
Yeah.
I saw 2 eyes at the back looking at us. And I said, Prithvi, turn around and look. I can see 2 lights at the back. So he turned around and looked, and then he asked the guide, what is that? I got 2 lights following us. And the guide said, what?
It's a reflection of the moonlight.
The guide said, it's a reflection of that. I said, reflection of the moon. Yeah. After that, the guide started, walk fast, walk fast,
he started pressuring us to walk fast. And then we so like, okay, never mind, we just walk fast. We just, ignorance as bliss is what at this point. So we were walking fast. Every time we slow down, he kept up and walk fast.
He said, walk fast, don't stop.
So he was just telling, he was afraid of the sudden temperature drop, because that area, the temperature drop is straight to negative. So he was afraid of that. So we were walking and walking. That's the time when the walkie-talkies of the guy
Right, yeah.
stopped working. They didn't have battery, so they couldn't communicate from where we are to the tent. So the people in the camp didn't know where we are, and we know where they are, but they didn't know where we are. So for all they can assume that we are dead today. It's safe to say they would assume that these four people didn't make it and we are dead. So we were just walking and walking and walking.
And I always felt the last few kilometers was the longest in
Yeah.
your life. It was never ending. We were walking and walking. It was like never ending for us. It was continuous walk.
It
And
was pitch black somehow.
Yeah, black and dark. Oh my God, it was. And I never realized, but now I realize how difficult it was
Yeah,
for us.
it was one of the most terrifying thing we ever did, from the climbing mountain and going to pitch to the camp dark. And then we managed to reach the camp. We saw lights in the camp.
And then you said the camp is here.
Yeah.
The lights.
Then we went to the camp, and then everyone was glad that we came out
Oh,
alive.
I cannot forget because one of the ladies came and hugged me and said, "Thank God you're back."
Yeah.
But it was a terrifying thing. Like the last kilometer to come was the longest. I think it was the longest for us. Like it was never ending and scary.
Yeah.
But yeah, at that time it was not scary.
That time it wasn't scary, but after thinking about it, it was actually damn scary. We shouldn't have come back alive actually, if you
Yeah.
think about it.
I think we would have gone.
Yeah.
We
We were
would have
gone
gone.
with the mountains.
We would have definitely gone. We wouldn't have been back.
And
Like,
yeah.
I realize now, maybe probably near the snow ledge where
Yeah.
there's either that or when you're coming down.
I'll probably freeze to death there.
Yeah.
And then we went back to the camp. The organizer was joking around, telling we got insurance and all that bullshit. So we were like, at that point, our mindset was just like, thank God we are safe, and we were exhausted.
Yeah.
We couldn't think, we couldn't do anything. That's the only night I slept off because I was so tired. And then it started the next day. We were chilling there. The next day, that's when we started going back.
Oh, the next day was one of the longest returns we ever had. It was like continuous. It was a long, very, very long hike.
So the next day we started going back to the vegetation side, and then was the longest lah. That one was about like 12 hours hike. So we was climbing up rocks, going at every place, and then so I would say the highlight of the whole trip was after when we came down from a tree, we met this guy. We met this guy called Man versus Mountain. This
Oh,
guy.
yes.
So I tell you, that was the most highlight of the trip. So we met this guy at a random place.
At
So
Manali, we met him
yeah,
in Manali.
So I'll conclude this whole podcast with this story. So we met this guy at Manali, and then he is an ex-commando in the Indian Army there. So he trains Indian Army to survive in
Survival skills.
Survival skill. So he trained them in how to survive in the mountains,
The snow.
the snow. So he does rescue mission to rescue people, especially Indian armies, because Indian army used to be the most fearsome in the mountains because they know how to survive up there. So that's their advantage over the armies and all. So that's how they won a lot of wars. So they know how to survive on top of the mountain, up in the cold, and what to do and everything. So he's the one that teaches them. And then he recently was teaching 75 US Army and 75 Indian Army how to survive in the mountain. And then we were having a conversation with him.
And I asked him, remember,
Yeah.
how long will you survive if you've fallen into the snow?
So if there's an avalanche, how long will you survive in the snow? He told the survival rate is 15 minutes. 15 minutes is 97% chance of surviving. The more time it goes down, the lesser your survival rate goes down. And then we started asking. Then I remember, but our trip, what we have climbed and what we have done. So he was explaining, if you go in a group, you have to go in a group. You cannot separate yourself, and you cannot. So if you go all 5, you go all 10 go up. All 10 must come down together. You cannot separate yourself. That's the rule number 1 of hiking or mountaineering. You cannot separate yourself. The organizer did that. Organizer was very selfish in what he did. He straight went down. I don't know what was his thinking. He just went down without us. What I would feel he was playing with our life a bit, because he was thinking about himself.
Yeah,
the
I
whole
think
time.
definitely.
So he just left us at that. And it made sense what this guy told, because he told, if you go up as a team, you come down as a team.
Don't leave anybody behind.
Do not leave anyone behind. If you all are slow, you all are slow. Come down slow. So, and then he was telling that usually what we went through isn't hiking, it's mountaineering. Mountaineering, you need ropes. You need this one. So we told, okay, we risk our life that part. But what he did was his responsibility on bringing us up and bringing us down. He was very selfish on bringing himself down, but didn't bring us down. If he brought us as a group, come down as a group. We survive as a group, because
He should have waited for all of us and come together, which he didn't do. He refused to do. He was the first one to run from Hampta Pass.
Yeah.
From the peak. The way he ran, you won't believe it.
Yeah.
Like I asked you, why is he running so fast? He knows that we are slow behind. But oh my God, I think what he did was
a very bad thing. Was a very selfish kind of thing. It was a trip that I will never forget, or what he did, and I will never forgive him for what he did, because as an organizer, you bring people, and you bring people home safely.
And it's very bad of him. We won't talk about insurance.
Yeah.
Yeah, people will miss us. We go missing.
Yeah.
It's nothing for him.
It's not about the money. So then he was explaining that the man who was a mountain was explaining that how you survive in the mountain, what to do. That's when I realized, like, survival skill is actually very important, and everyone should actually do it. Everyone should actually learn it, because I remember, like, for scuba diving, there is like PADI, and there's like license, like government things to go to get your license. But for mountaineering, there's actually none. There's actually no one.
Any Tom, Dick and Harry can do mountaineering.
Yeah.
Take us. If you die, they leave you and come.
Yeah.
They say you got insurance money,
Yeah,
which I think is one of the worst things I've ever heard.
That's what a lot of people die climbing up mountains. People don't know all of these things. So that is one of the biggest thing we learned in the whole mountain. We actually don't know. We thought we knew, but we don't know anything we don't know anything.
We learned the hard way.
We learned the hard way.
But now I realize, if you want to go mountaineering, go with a professional.
Yeah.
Professional, a person will take you and bring you back safely.
Do not go with any Tom, Dick, Harry that climb all the mountains and just thought will bring you anything. Make sure that he's a professional. Make sure he knows about life skill. Make sure he actually cares. That's the main thing. Make sure he actually cares about you guys. Not just
the income he makes from taking all of us up and leaving us, if possible.
Make sure he actually likes the sports, what he's doing. Make sure he cares about you. And then like that's all. Then and I found another big thing is also, I realized hiking, mountaineering isn't about physical strength at all. It's actually not about physical strength. It's about your mental health. It's only about mental. If you think you can climb, you actually can climb. No matter if you think that you never work out or anything, you can't do it. You actually can. It's all about your mental health.
Yeah, it's all in your mind. If you think you can do it, you can do it. People are surprised that I was able to do it. Like, you went up.
Yeah, she was 66 and climbed up the mountain, while a lot of 30 years old, 40 years old couldn't climb. And everyone was thinking about what was she doing? Was she on drugs or anything? But she could climb. Then that's when I realized, so climbing isn't about physical strength. It's all about mental strength and your state of mind.
I think the state of the mind is most important.
Yeah.
What you're thinking that time. But for me, that thing which pushed me also was the mantra.
Yeah.
The Maha Mantra pushed me to the top. Like I was, like sometimes some of the places I was all alone.
Yeah.
I just said it. I said it, okay, I can do it. Why I cannot do it? I just start following. I don't know what, my mind was blank, but the thing was just in me to just finish it. And I think the mental strength is the most important.
Yeah.
A person need to have.
Yeah. So that's how our story went up to Hampta Pass. Our tragic story turned into something that we learned.
Oh, yes, we learned a lot of things there.
Our key takeaway is basically, if you ever want to go to the mountain, go with a professional. Don't go with any Tom, Dick, Harry that promise to bring you up here. Don't. Just go with a professional, see how they are. Because mountaineering isn't a thing that you should play around with also. So, yeah, that's my key takeaway. You got any key takeaway before we conclude this episode?
For me, it was enjoying the mountain, seeing the mountain, and for me, it was breaking boundaries.
Yeah.
I was able to do things which other people are not able to do, and I managed to do it. And like many of them thought, I think I was not able to do.
Everyone thought you couldn't do, but you actually proved everyone wrong. At one point, everyone just asking like, could you do what? Like, how did you do it? How did you do it? You know.
They were like wondering. I think they were surprised to see me on top.
Yeah. Just imagine a 66-year-old woman climbing up a 4,500 meters mountain, and then they were just like, "Oh, okay. What? They can't say anything. They literally can't say anything. What else to say?"
Yeah, it was like breaking boundaries for me. For me, it was like breaking boundaries. Now I feel but the death-defying thing we did, it is. There's so many other things I can do.
Yeah.
The world is just waiting for me.
So one last question before we end that episode. What's the next mountain?
In fact, I'm checking out quite a lot of mountains.
Which mountain?
But I think we'll stay in Malaysia.
Stay in Malaysia.
Stay in Malaysia, do some mountaineering in Malaysia. Because the Malaysian mountains are different story altogether. Like Batu Putih Batu Putih maybe it can be number 8. Like Hampta Pass maybe number 16. It is that difficult. But I think Malaysia we have a lot of mountains to climb. Also maybe we should focus on mountains here first, because the Indian weather is
too cold
for us.
Too damn cold. So
I think even the Malaysian rivers with the leeches are anytime better.
Yeah, the weather is just too traumatizing.
Yeah, even with the leech, I don't mind a leech on my hand or anything, drink my blood, I don't care. But Indian weather, without the leeches, it's freezing, and I think Malaysian mountains, here we come.
So with that, we would like to end the episode on weird and wonderful. So we'll catch you the next episode. See you. Peace.